Very well
Awesome.
then.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate everybody hopping on. I know a little bit last minute. We're recording everything. So if you can't stay on for everything, don't worry about it. You're not going to miss it. And Bet, Ashley, and myself are absolutely around if you have questions about what we covered. And we can certainly dive into some more depth and detail. Why don't we talk a little bit about what we're going to go through tonight. And all three of us are pitching in on different things. So I'm going to kick off talking about our team and how we're going to be successful as a team. Beth's going to talk about the Distinguished Club program and the Distinguished District program, and we'll go into the three big problems that club has. We'll talk about visits after our break. And then we kind of have a bit of a lot of smaller bite-sized chunks. We'll talk about the VP pathways and some education program things. Ashley's going to talk about membership growth and club growth. I'm going to talk a little bit about people strategies, and Beth's going to wrap things up a little bit and talk about some of the incentives that are already available for clubs. So packed agenda. We are going to take some breaks through, so but if you need to hop away for a minute or two, we understand. Your videos aren't on. We're not going to catch you, but please stay tuned. So, and I guess I should also say before we kind of go into introductions, so all of your lines are muted right now. So when you first joined, all of your lines were muted. So, and that's just to make sure that we can get through the content and the materials pretty quickly. But we are going to have some opportunities for you to stop where you can ask questions, and you can ask questions over the phone or through chat. So if you're logged in through the system, you can also chat questions as you go. I'll keep an eye on chat. Bet and Ash will keep an eye on chat as we go. So if you want to talk, go for it. So let's kick off with some introductions. I asked this when we did training in person. I asked everybody what their favorite breakfast food was. Part and parcel because we're going to be spending some Saturdays together in the morning, and maybe we can kind of get some of your favorite breakfast foods in there for you. So I'm going to kick things off. I'm just going to work down the list of people I see on the line. My favorite breakfast food, I normally just do some apple oatmeal in the mornings because I'm just not hungry in the mornings. Bet, you're next on the list. What's your favorite breakfast?
I'm Beth Bolhofer. I'm the program quality director, and my best breakfast food is something protein-based, such as a protein-based smoothie or eggs.
That sounds good. Ashley, what's for breakfast? What's good?
As growth director, my favorite breakfast food is anything cooked with a Toastmaster device because it really does exist as a product.
There you go. All right, Dharmesh, you're next on my list. Can you unmute yourself and let us know what you like for breakfast?
And also, don't forget to tell us which area or division you're from.
All right, we're scanning Dharmesh.
Kevin?
There he is. Hey, Dharmesh,
Yes.
what's for breakfast?
So I like a lot of things, but my favorite is bagel with cream cheese.
Bagel with cream cheese.
And just because I'm trying to get to know everyone, probably Kevin already knows, can you just tell us also which area you're from? Just so I get to put a breakfast food with an area.
C9.
C9. Awesome. All right, next on my list, I've got Linda. What's shaking Linda up in Rohnert Park? Linda's muted. All right. 1, 2, 3. Let's move over to Lisa Fairchild. What's for breakfast, Lisa?
Hi, I'm Division H Director, and my breakfast, I'm with Bet, eggs, and always some nice bacon. What's a world without bacon?
Awesome. Bacon and eggs. Delicious. All right, let's see who else I got on here. I'm working my way down. Maria, thanks for joining us. What's for breakfast? Maria's muted still. All right, Marissa, let's skip and go to Marissa.
Hi, Kevin. So I'm area E15, and since I do gluten-free and keto, it would be eggs and turkey bacon.
Turkey bacon. Okay, we got the variant on the bacon. Delicious. I see Maureen on the line. Hi, Maureen.
Hi, Kevin. Let's see, D14 area director and coffee and oatmeal. But
Coffee
got to have coffee. Must.
Coffee we can absolutely do.
Yay.
Love it. All right, Stephanie, thanks for joining us. What's for breakfast?
Hi there, it's Stephanie Stewart. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I successfully got myself off mute this time. That's awesome. I like coffee, copious amounts of coffee with unsweetened almond milk. Any almond milk fans out there? And I am going to second Beth and go for protein shake or eggs.
And don't forget to tell us
That's all I
which
got.
area you are from.
Oh, area 34.
Thank you.
Super. All right. Let's see. I see Catherine's on the line. Welcome, Catherine. Catherine, you might still be muted. All right, let me check chat. We have nobody in the chat window? All right, who have I missed? If you haven't been called, because I don't see all the names, what do you like for breakfast?
Hello, this is Abraham.
Abraham, welcome.
Yes, welcome. I'm part of G25, and what I like for breakfast is pancakes and turkey bacon.
Pancakes and turkey bacon. I'm getting hungry. I love it. Thanks, Abraham. Anybody else on the line we've missed?
Yes, Garrett Estep.
Kevin?
Hello?
Garrett, welcome. Go
Yes.
ahead, Garrett.
Area E4, and I'm going to be another vote for bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs. I think we had some bacon and eggs at TLI South in this past January. That was very popular, and I understand why now. Anybody else on the line that we've missed?
Kevin, can you hear me? This is Maria.
Yes. Hi, Maria.
Hi there. I had a problem with access, but anyway, I got things straightened out. So my favorite breakfast is just simply fruits.
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 And what area director are you? What area are you covering, Maria?
It's a D26.
D26. Excellent. All right. We're about 10 minutes in. I'm doing a last call, and then we're going to kick off and get into training mode. Anybody else I've missed? All right.
Can you hear me,
Now,
Kevin?
Yes. Who is this?
This is Linda in Santa Rosa.
Linda.
Area director
Wonderful.
Hey, I figured it out. G31 And I'm going to be an oddball. I actually like green smoothies for breakfast. Awesome.
Green smoothies. We've got the protein smoothie and we got the green smoothie covered. Excellent. All right. Well, I appreciate all of you joining us. Let's dive right in. We wanted to make sure that we did some introductions so we knew who was on the line. And it's only fair that we do introductions and you know who we are as well, who your trainers are today. I'm going to kick things off to Bet first. Bet, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody?
I am the Program Quality Director, and my name is Bet. You're not mishearing it. It's spelled B-E-T-T. There's no H's. Some people continue to call me Beth, even though I remind them continually that there's no H in my name. So it's like, make a good bet. And I am like the Vice President of Education for the whole district. You can think of me as your VPE. I am responsible for the training events, like the TLIs, train the trainer, the conference, and we're also running a really cool Pathways program this year, which I'm responsible for. Yeah, did I miss anything, boss?
Training and events, train the trainer.
I said train the trainer. Kevin is my boss, and he's a wonderful leader, and he's given me a lot of really good direction already. I was club growth director last year. Maybe some of you remember me. It's a real honor and privilege to work with all of you. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Beth. And we have Ashley on the line as well, our club growth director. Ashley, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your role?
As growth director, I help you grow your membership so that you area directors can get distinguished by the end of Toastmaster year. We build new clubs together, and right now our extension club vision is to build 3 new clubs by October 1st. Along with growing membership, we can do that through open houses. So I hope everyone is taking advantage of the $50 incentive we have going on so we can reimburse you for the expenses you have with your open house. And of course, being a club coach, we build membership.
Fantastic. Yeah, we're going to talk about incentives at the end. And how many new clubs are we working on right now, Ashley?
Oh, I mean, we're all over, but I mean, at least 8 is there.
Fantastic.
8 leads or so, yeah.
You and the team are rocking it. That's fantastic.
My team is amazing.
Awesome. As Beth mentioned, I'm the district director. I'm the boss, the big cheese, whatever you want to think about it. But I'm here to support Beth, to support Ashley, to kind of give some strategic direction for the district and what we're trying to do and how we support our members and our club officers and our district officers. So in short, if there's anything I can do to help you in your growth as an area director, as a division director, if we can support your clubs in any way, you can definitely reach out to me. I'm also here to help manage people problems. Ashley's there to help with some membership challenges that you might be running into in your areas and clubs. And Beth is here, of course, to help with our education program and the quality of our meetings. So that's kind of the team up top and kind of how we all work together and focus on different areas so we're all successful. Let's go dive in. You know, last year I think we had a lot of fun. I think Ashley hit it on the nail. We did lots of open houses. I think we did more than 80 open houses across our district. And we had lots of clubs even for the district-wide open house. They did fun themes. And the reality is if we're not having fun in our clubs, we're not going to come back. It's just not going to happen. Why would you show up every week to a dull, boring club meeting? It's just not happening. So fun is a really important value for us. Recognition is really key. You know, we had more than 1,000 Pathway Awards this year, 139 Triple Crown winners, people who got 3 or more awards, 25 Outstanding Toastmasters Awards, 18 DTM. And it's more than 18. I was actually on the reports earlier today. We already have 4 new Distinguished Toastmasters in the month of July. So we've been doing tons of recognition of our members, of our clubs. More than half of our clubs were distinguished last year. Recognition is a really key value for us. The other thing, and yes, I am going to share the presentation afterwards, so you don't need to take copious notes of everything. Good question, Marissa. Fun important, recognition important. You know, last year our third value was growth, and we saw a ton of that. At the end of the year, our last DECA meeting with all of our area directors and chairs and division directors, all of our team, we had a line of people who were talking about everything they learned, how they grew as a leader by serving in their roles. We know a lot of clubs have become distinguished. They're growing. Our district was distinguished. We added new clubs. We added more members. So growth, we're doing that, but it's how we did it. We did it together as a team, as a community. And so that's our third value for the year. We're going to have fun together. We're going to recognize success, and we're going to achieve all this growth. We're going to experience excellence together as a community, which really, takes me into really what the kind of focus is, right? So we have some values. Where are we going to focus our energy and our efforts to really be successful this year? And it's really in 3 areas. All right. The first area is guest experience. Now, when I first joined Toastmasters 8 years ago, I think I visited 6 different clubs. 6 different clubs. And every club was different. They welcomed guests differently. Some clubs got guests involved in table topics, others didn't. And even I can tell you last year, I actually visited a club. There were 30 members, 30 people in the room. Not one person said hi to me. It was not a good guest experience. I know if we really focus on rolling out the red carpet when our guests visit, we greet them warmly, we give them information, we pair them up with somebody, get them involved in table topics, follow up with them, ask them what they thought of the meeting. If we do everything right when a guest visits, we're going to be able to convert that guest into a member. And then we think about, well, how can we deliver a great member experience? Getting them on board with Pathways, this fantastic education program that we have. Making sure that we have fun in our meetings, that we get all of our members engaged in speaking, that we also think about doing things differently sometimes, like potlucks, doing things like open houses, recognizing when people earn their Pathways levels. We want to make sure we're delivering a great member experience. Even having meetings that start and end on time is a core component of delivering a great member experience. So something really critical to focus on. And finally, it's the officer experience. We've had already 2 great Toastmasters Leadership Institutes. We've already trained, I think, about half of the officers in our district, but just half. Training really critical. When you have trained officers, they can deliver a better experience for their members and a better experience for their guests. So it kind of trickles downwards, which is really good. But it's more than just what we do at TLI. It's more than what we do at makeup training. So we're looking at other ways where we can help deliver a great officer experience. So letting officers know what they should be thinking about and what's a priority this time of year. For example, in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, we're getting straight into dues renewal. This is the time where we want to start telling our treasurers, here's how you collect money with Venmo or PayPal, making sure they start asking their members to pay their dues. So giving some guidance, master classes, giving them some more information how they can approach their role and be a good officer is really key. Not just doing that when they show up for training twice a year. So if we focus on those 3 things, a great guest experience, a great member experience, if we deliver a great experience for our club officers and as well as you, our district officers, because you're here to learn and to grow as well, and you need those tidbits and those information, I know we're going to experience excellence this year for our members all the way up to our club officers and district officers. So that's really the key themes for the year. Guest experience, let's make it fun, let's get people to participate. You're going to make tons of friends with guests as they visit your club. We're going to make sure we have fun meetings. Our members enjoy coming each and every time, recognizing their success, working together as a community to help our members grow. That's why I love Toastmasters so much. I don't just do a speech, but I also get feedback from others. And as people give me feedback, I learn. And then I can give feedback to others, and now they learn. We grow together as a community. Really a great member experience. And of course, club officers, we want officers to be successful. We want to recognize our member accomplishments when we run great open houses. And we do open houses and events together. You know, we want to make sure we have great club culture. And then, of course, district officer experience. You know, a couple years ago, we would do our DECA meetings. Those are our monthly Saturday meetings where all of our district leaders, our area directors, our division directors, and chairs, talking like 40, 50 people come together in one place, and we have fun. We would have cake when we started new clubs. We would start the meeting off with fun gotchas. We would do workshops rather than boring lectures telling you what you should be doing and thinking about. We have fun at our meetings. And we would recognize accomplishments. We'd recognize when people got their area visits done, when they helped to step up as a club coach. We would recognize people when they had started new clubs. So tons of recognition really as a district officer, recognizing the work that you're going to be doing and working together as a community. You know, at the end of last year, we needed just a couple of membership payments. And when we made the ask, people rallied and said, I'm going to help. I'm going to make sure this club adds 1 or 2 members to be distinguished. I'm going to help and coach this club to help them be distinguished. You know, we got over the finish line because we worked together as a community. So tying some of the values and some of the goals and how we think about this stuff together. Because that's how we're going to do it. That's how we're going to win as a team, just like the U.S. soccer team, right? We have key values. We know what we're going to focus on, what the game plan is around the experience we want to deliver. And this is really maybe a good time to talk about the larger team. So we have on the call some area directors. We have a division director, and we have the trio. But we have all these different people are really playing a role. All right, so if we kind of just look at this chart for a second here, we got our members up top, right? Members are the most important people in the whole organization. We deliver a great member experience, we cannot fail. And the people responsible for delivering that great member experience, that guest experience, are club officers, right? And they each have different roles and responsibilities, and we need to enable and empower them to be successful. And so that's why we do training. Right? But we also have our area directors, right? A lot of you on the call, a lot of area directors. There are eyes and ears on the ground. You're there telling us what's happening in these different clubs, what's going well, and where are there some opportunities to help and improve and grow our clubs. All right? You're also going to help with some contests, and we'll talk about some more of those responsibilities. But that's the way to think about it. You know, you're here to help support your clubs and kind of tell us what's happening on the ground. And you have a team. You have an area council, all right? So each of you is an area director. Your team are all the club officers in your area, and maybe you even have an assistant. Somebody who's going to help you and coach you and mentor you through the year. They're part of your team. And division directors, same thing. They have a team. They're here to support our area director. So when there's a question on, hey, I have trouble with the club that needs to add some more members, or hey, we're having issues with pathways in this club, or I have a people problem, I have club officers who are fighting, what do I do? Our division directors are there to help support our area directors, right, to help answer some of those tough questions and to guide and mentor you through. And of course, our district council is this team on the bottom right. So we have Beth, we have Ashley, and we have myself. We're kind of that executive team. But we have a larger team of chairs and other people that help support all the initiatives we want to do. And this team's actually up on the website. Why don't I kind of run through and actually pull that up right now? Let's do that. So I'm going to go to our district website. Let me share my screen. Perfect. So if you go to our district website, there's a ton of resources and things on here, especially all these district tools. We'll talk about that. But if you go to About Us, let's actually take a look. We got a ton of district officer roles. So we've got our finance manager, so reimbursing all the checks for open houses and managing our finances. George Marshall, our public relations manager, our chief marketing officer. We go further down, we have award and recognitions chair. We have chief judge to help with all our judging. We're working on getting a conference chair for our annual conference. We have our corporate program chair, Ashley Harkness. So if you have any corporate clubs, the program's a little different for them. Ashley's doing a lot of great work to talk about that. We have our TLI dean who's put on our training. Club coach chairs. We've got somebody we're hoping to line up for open house chairs, how we talk about open houses and promote open houses in our district. Newsletters that go out, our youth leadership, our podcasts, our managing our website. We have tons of chairs. Lots of people who are all helping out to make sure that everything that you do, that our officers do, that our members do, is helping them be successful and reach their goals. All right, so as you think about all of this, there's lots of people, there's lots of moving parts. Everybody has to play their role on the team, right, on the soccer field, on the football team. And if we all work together as a team, if we all support each other, because nobody's ever alone in what we're doing, I know we're going to be successful. All right. Let's wrap up and talk briefly about expectations. All right. So what we're expecting from you, and talk about some of the things you can expect to get back in return serving as a district officer. So let's start with, on the left side of the screen, we'll start with all the nitty-gritty stuff. So we had our DECM meetings, and we talked a little bit briefly about that. So our DECM team is our district executive committee on the bottom right. It's all our chairs, our area directors, our division directors, our leadership team. We get together about once a month. All right, and then we get together for about 2.5 hours in downtown Lafayette. We have a fantastic space there. We do workshops that help train you and educate you and help you grow as a communicator, as a leader, and give you everything you need to be able to do this role successfully. We have breakfast that we do there. We talked about breakfast. So something really important to come there. It's really a lot of fun. All right, it's not a boring lecture series. Definitely not the case. All right, second expectation. You as an area director, you have anywhere from 3, 4, 5, a couple of you even have 6 clubs in your area because your divisions are doing so good. You're brimming with clubs. Now the minimum requirements, the bare minimum, is to visit each club twice a year. And you need to do the first visit before and get a report in on what's happening, good, bad, or ugly in that club before November, and then the second report comes in before the end of May. All right? So visit the clubs twice a year, do the reports. That's the bare minimum. But here's the thing, right? You're eyes and ears on the ground. And to be eyes and ears on the ground, you want to build relationships. You want to get to know these people, the people and the club officers and the members in those clubs. If you go to a club for the first time and then you start asking for all these things that are on that you need to find out in this report, it's not going to create a good relationship. And it's really just not fun. You know, one of the really most important things or the most fun things I enjoyed as being area director was actually building those relationships with the members and the club officers, and even continuing on those relationships when I was the division director afterwards. Really fantastic opportunity, a great way to learn and meet new people. So yeah, bare minimum is visiting each club twice a year, and you can schedule when to do those visits on your own time. We're not telling you when you need to do it. You all have your own schedules and your own day-to-day. But we really suggest you try to visit each club about 4 times a year. All right? And we're thinking about getting that first visit into your clubs really over the next 30 days, which is why it's really timely, and we're doing training now at the beginning of August, at the tail end of July, because we don't want to wait too much longer. All right, last thing. Last nasty thing you got to do is just organize a club contest, right? And this is just about delegating and working with the team, right? So if you're an area director, you're going to ask members from your club who you've built relationships with, hey, can you help with being a timer? Can you help with being a Toastmaster? Can you help with different roles? Can one of you from each club be a judge? You're using those relationships you develop to be able to organize that contest in February and to, of course, support the division contest, which is going to be organized and held in March. So 2 contests, right? One at the area level in February, March, one at the division in March and April. All right? Almost done. All right? What are you going to get out of all this? I talked about it earlier. It's about making friends for life. You are going to build so many great relationships in your roles, visiting your clubs and meeting new people. Relationships that you're really going to cherish. Second thing, you're going to speak more outside your club. All right? Everybody remembers when they did their icebreaker. All right? You're talking to a room of strangers, a room you're not familiar with. You got the butterflies in your stomach. Well, guess what? When you start speaking outside your club, when you visit your clubs, you're going to get nervous all over again because things are new again. And this is good. This is exciting. This is how you learn and grow as a communicator. You're going to develop some leadership skills. Let me tell you, that will agree with this. I can sometimes be a terrible micromanager, right? Terrible, right? You can't be a micromanager and expect to be successful in your jobs and your careers and many other things in life. So you're going to learn not how to micromanage. You're going to learn to delegate. You're going to learn to ask people to help for things, to volunteer and to pitch in. Really tons of valuable skills, and you can definitely work on these doing the High Performance Leadership Project. We'll talk about that. And yes, you may be doing this to get credit for your Distinguished Toastmasters Award. And Beth, I think, is maybe going to, we'll talk a little bit more about some of the other things you might need to do to get your DTM, like coaching a club or starting a club. All right? But that's the quid pro quo. It's not more complicated than that. Come to DECOM about once a month. All right? In Lafayette, it'll be worth the visit. Visit your clubs on your own schedule. Let us know what's happening, good or bad. Help with the contest. But I guarantee you're going to have such a fun time doing it. You're going to grow your community. You're going to grow your leadership skills. And you're going to get recognized for it at the end of the year. So that's the role. That's the opportunity. And honestly, if at the end of this training you say, hey, this just isn't for me, I can't do this for whatever reason, that's totally fine. Nobody's gonna blame you for saying, hey, this just isn't right for me right now. But please just step up, reach out to me directly by email, and just let us know. We can absolutely find somebody else to fill the role. But I think you'll find, just like all our leaders did at the tail end of last year, that this is a great opportunity, and you're going to have such a fun time and learn a lot doing it. All right?
All right.
Perfect. All right. Beth.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much for setting the tone. Don't forget that you also manage the budget. All right, I'm going to talk about the Distinguished Club and District Program. And I'm going to actually share my screen, Kevin. But let me share the agenda first before I do that. Looks like you've already given it to me. That's fine. All right. And we're probably going to hold questions for this section just because we are running a little bit over time, and I really, really have a ton of great stuff to cover. Now, the District Success Program, wow, probably everyone knows it, but I'm going to go ahead and start from scratch. So first of all, how do you find it? You go to Google and you type dashboards Toastmasters, and it brings you to this hit, the first one, and then you come here and you can go to District 57. So the whole Distinguished Club program and Distinguished District program is a scoreboard just to help us see how we're doing. It's to let us measure the success of how effective are we being in giving our members a great experience. Right now, we have 6,107 payments, which some people are part of multiple clubs, so it's not exactly one-for-one for a person. And also, we get 2 payments a year if they pay in the fall and in the spring. So you can kind of divide this by 2, and then you have to count people who are multiple clubs. And we have 150 clubs. So you can see that this is the district scorecard. And by the end of the year, we hope to have met all of our distinguished club goals. And to be distinguished, we need 60 clubs to be distinguished as a district. And to be select distinguished, which is our goal, right, Kevin?
Hell yeah.
That's right. We want 68. So 68. And as we all hopefully know, a distinguished club is a club that's meeting the member's needs, helping the member grow. So let's look at one of them. I actually just pulled up my home club, Electric Speakers, and I'm just going to walk through here. Kevin, how do I get rid of this thing?
Which thing?
You don't see it? Okay.
No, I don't see it.
All right, that's fine. All right, so right here is the Electric Speakers scorecard. And how I found this was I typed in the name of my club right here on the same dashboard that we were just looking at. Just type in the name of the club. And this is the scoreboard for my club. And my whole team, my officers, I'm the president of my club, we gather around the scorecard to help us figure out what are we doing this year? How can we help our members achieve their goals? So I'd hate to boast, but I guess I'm going to. My club got 10 out of 10 goals. Actually 10 out of, I think there's a possibility of 11. But we're over presence distinguished. So we got 10. So that's pretty cool. But you look over on the membership and we failed because we were supposed to have 19, but we had 15. So looking at a scoreboard like this, the Distinguished Club Program, the DCP, it's a really good thing to do before your club visit because it helps you understand the story of your club. I know there's like a lot of background noise, Kevin. You guys
hold on, let me try something.
Okay, thanks. All right, that's much better. So just to tell you guys, just look at the story of this club. So 2 CCs, 2 more CCs, and then 1 at ALB, and 1 more advanced communicator, or I'm sorry, 1 ACB or any of these advanced communicators, and 1 more. So we're just knocking it out as far as education. 1 CL or DTM, right? Distinguished Leadership or Leadership Awards, I should say. 1 more CL or DTM. Actually, we didn't get those. Yeah, we didn't get those 2. Okay, and then pathways. Look at this. This club, it's really important to go check the pathway stats. How is this club doing on adopting pathways? We have 4 level 1s. That's great. And look at, people are even advancing to level 2s. So this looks like a healthy club in adopting pathways. before you go to your club visit, make sure you come check the Pathways adoption. We needed one more level 2, but we got 2 level 3s and 1 level 4. So this club is looking like it's doing pretty good. Now let's look at membership. So you can see that the base, now this base gets reset every July. July 1st, this scorecard gets reset. As you can see here, our scorecard for the district also got reset to the current number of members. So here we have 14, and what we had to do was go from 14 to 19. And we can look at this number. So we got 4, check. And then we were supposed to get 4 more, but we got 8. So that's 12 new members. So the story behind this that you can't see is that GE, which is part, Electric Speakers is part of GE, General Electric. It's a corporate club. GE laid off most of our membership in the beginning of 2018. So even though the member base said 14, actually there was a lot less members that were still there because a lot of them got laid off. So even though we added 12 new members, we still lost a lot of members just because of that. So it's really important to talk to the president about what's the climate if it's a corporate club, or what's going on if it's a community club. Are there things that are going wrong? And maybe the location is not a good location and people can't find it. So there's a lot of things that can affect membership, and it's really good to look at something like this and still like, wow, they added 12 new members, but they only got to 15. So what's the story, right? That's a really good clue as you're looking at this to start talking to the president about. And then you can see the membership payments, or actually club officer training. A really important indicator of a club's health is the officer training. Did the club send officers to training, yes or no? And I have seen it since I joined in 2005 so many times. As soon as training stops, people stop going to training, the membership and the goals start going down. It's really important to encourage your officers to go to officer training. If they say like, oh, I've already been there, done that, try to help them realize that they can share their experience with other members. So there's always something to get out of it, whether it's networking, sharing your own experience. We're also working on having more advanced training at TLIs in January. It's very important for people to go to officer training, even if they've been there before. It's great to have 7 out of 7. So you can see December, Feb, 7 officers went. And then the other 2 really, or 4 easy points is just around paperwork. So membership dues renewal on time. The membership dues are due in September. So make sure that you talk to your presidents about their plans to get dues in on time. It's very, very important. And it's so easy to do for most clubs that have several members and they're not struggling for membership. So it's really easy and totally an easy win to get 2 more points. And then the club officer list, getting that submitted. It's another easy win to just get your officer list submitted on time. All right, so those are the overview of the DCP program. And it's really the point system that helps you guys see how your club is doing and how the club is doing before you go for your visit. Strongly recommend you read this really well and then ask questions, ask open-ended questions to your presidents to make sure that you understand the situation. You can't learn everything by looking at this, because if you looked at this, you wouldn't know what was going on in the club. So you need to talk to your presidents and be curious, because they probably want to tell you about what's going on. All right, I'm going to go back to the slides, Kevin. If you can go down to slide 25.
Okay, let me do that.
And then I'm actually going to share one more quick thing.
You want to share your screen still?
Actually, yeah, let me just go ahead. So how many of you received this yesterday? Was this yesterday? This was only yesterday. Wow. All right. So Kevin sent this email out. It's really great. And I think that George and the team are doing a good job of keeping us updated on all kinds of good stuff. So is it really loud behind me, Kevin?
Not at all, no.
Okay, great. So this is a really important thing that we're doing this year, and this is different than what you've done before. This is something called the Plan of Success that is new. It's a new thing, the Plan of Success, or Excellence, sorry, Plan of Excellence. And if you click on this, you will come to our awards and incentives page. This is a really awesome thing that I don't know who came up with it. I feel like Ashley, Kevin, and I just have these incredible brainstorming sessions that who knows who came up with the idea, but somebody was a genius and they came up with this idea. So we're having this very short success plan. It's basically a mini success plan. We're calling it the Plan of Success. And if the club officers fill this out, then they can earn $20 towards their next officer meeting. So you can basically order, bagels or bagels and cream cheese, extra coffee, green smoothies. All of the things that you guys have mentioned can be ordered for the officers meeting. My whole team was so excited about this. So when you click on this link, you come to this page. And Kevin did an amazing job. Like, I came up with some of it, and then Kevin did such a good job to finish it. But basically what this is a mini success plan, and it's planning to have a successful club. And it's very short. So you just fill this out. The officers will fill this out together during their officer executive meeting. And my team did this last Thursday. So you pick, you write in your club name. You just say what we were last year. Last year, my team was not distinguished. My club, Electric Speakers, was not distinguished, which was very disappointing for all of us because we worked very, very hard with 10 DCP points. Our base membership was, and then we needed this much to be distinguished by the end of this year. So it really helps us get focused around the numbers. And I could see my team members' eyes like widening, like, oh my gosh. So when we did this, I'm going to actually share it with you. Is this pretty visible, Kevin?
Looks good to me.
Okay. So this was actually the thing that we put together. So we decided, basically, we wrote down, we have 6 members right now, and we need 20. I could see everyone like going into like, oh my gosh, how are we going to do this? This is just too big of a problem. And so I just said, we're going to figure it out, everyone. So we said, we picked our officer meeting. We were meeting the first of Thursdays of every month. And then we go to open house. So we all started planning, like, oh, we have 2 open houses. And then we pick the date, and everyone's thinking like, okay, I'm going to take care of food. I'm going to book the room. And we picked the second one of November 14th. Then we started talking about club quality. And we said, like, okay, we're going to run a Moments of Truth today. And then we said, do we want a club coach? And I'm a member, so I said, like, I'll do it. No problem. I got this. Okay, so the next thing is dues renewal. Actually, I think I may have skipped a page. Okay, so basically what you want the club to do is go through this as the officers should go through this together and actually decide what they're going to do to fix their club. And it's such a good experience doing this. And so dues renewal, when are we going to do it? So by the end of this, we said we want 8 membership payments before, I think I forgot to write it in there, but like before November. And then we started saying, like, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? And this is where we came up with our big plan. And so what we decided to do is open our corporate club and make it the Bishop Ranch Toastmasters, or Toast Ranchers as we like to call it. And so just having this mini success plan is a really good way for officers to come together and make a plan to really win for the club. And everyone got super excited, and we're all on board to make this happen. So this little mini success plan is very, very tactical and helps you plan the year. And you as area directors will get this from the officers, and then you need to sign it and submit it to awards@d57tm.org. And they have to do it by the end of September, correct?
Yeah, mid-September.
Okay.
We got a month, a little over a month.
Before the end of September. So here we go. Before before the beginning of September. So August 31st.
I moved that to the 15th of September.
Okay, I may have
It's
done.
on the award page, Lisa. We'll send a link to everybody.
Yeah. So how I found this was I just came here to the district page and then clicked this link, and all of it is right here. So Kevin and George are doing a great job of putting everything on here. So Kevin, I think I did just download it, so you may want to just make sure we upload a new version. Anyways, I love this process. It just for my own personal club, it's been amazing, a game changer, and we really want every one of our officers to go through this program, and you as an area director need to explain it to them, and then you need to make sure that they email it to you so that you can sign it. Okay, and then they are going to get $20 to spend on an officers meeting, which is, I think, a really good reward. So there's some more stuff in here that I didn't go through, but you can read it in detail. All right, let's go back to the slides, and let's talk about the Area Distinguished Program at a high level. Kevin, can you bring back up the slides? All right, so it's on slide 27. All right, so the Area Distinguished Program is that you cannot, so you need 50% or more distinguished clubs in the area. So they have to be able to meet that distinguished level for their club, which is different based on the club itself. Ah, we're doing a poll, Kevin. I can only see you and not the slides, by the way. Okay, and then we cannot lose any clubs, guys. For your area to be distinguished, you cannot lose any clubs. So there are clubs always want to die. I mean, it just seems like it's going to happen. So be aware of that. And if you find out a club is like, I just want to quit, you need to let us know, let your division director know right away, okay? Because we can help. We had a division in I where, I think it was that the president was going on maternity leave, and she decided to close the club because she was going on maternity leave. Now, if we had known before we got notified by Toastmasters International that the club had closed, we could have helped her realize that she doesn't have to close the club. Like, we can help her. We can have coaches come in and do whatever it takes, right? It's basically, she's going to have to start a whole new club, which is very expensive, just to get the club back when she's coming back from maternity leave, which is only 6 weeks. So there's just a lot of misunderstanding at the club level, and you really want to help them understand what's going on. And we're here to help. Make sure that if you hear anybody talking about combining clubs or closing clubs or going on suspension, just let us know right away, and we can come in and help and just talk through the situation. But sometimes clubs do need to close for whatever reason. And if you lose a club, then you need to start 2 new clubs. Or you at least need to start 1 new club so that you are back to 0. So no net club loss. Submit your club visits. I mean, that doesn't sound like that hard, but actually those club visit forms are very painful to enter. And I highly recommend that you get your visit in early and do the paperwork as early as possible, because the club visit form is actually really a pain to use. And I know Lisa and Ashley, who've been area directors recently, can testify, but we don't have time, but just trust us that it's a pain. So let's talk about becoming a select distinguished. Again, 50% or more of the clubs need to be distinguished. Okay, so that's really important. Again, no net loss. Submit your club visits on time, and then you need 1 more distinguished club. So this should not be too hard, right? You just need 1 more distinguished club, and if that means spending more time with the club to help them do their mini success plan and helping them run an open house, you just got to do that extra little bit there to help them. Now, President's Distinguished is, I would say, a little bit more work, but it's super rewarding because President's Distinguished is really exciting. And for that, again, distinguished 50% distinguished clubs, no net loss, submit your stuff on time, and now 1+ distinguished, and then this is the kicker, a brand new club. Starting a new club is so rewarding, and I highly recommend that you do it. It's so special. It's just amazing experience, and Ashley will talk more about that. All right, I think that brings us to our first break, Kevin.
It does indeed. I'd only add that more than half of our clubs last year were distinguished. Half. 76 clubs were distinguished last year. So if you keep doing what we were doing, if you keep working hard, there's no reason you all can't be distinguished. All right? That'll make half of your clubs, half of your areas really raring to go. So excellent job. Let's take a break. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We'll come back at, I'm looking at my clock here, 8:02. And we'll kick things back off at 8:02. And if you have any questions, we'll unmute everybody. So if you have questions, you can, about what we covered, you can ask. And I'm going to pause. All right, I'll keep the recording going, so just so you're aware. All right.